Hello YouTube, I am going to have to apologise for the audio. My original plan for recording this series has fallen through temporarily. I did have a webcam, a dedicated microphone. Then it turns out my laptop isn't going to work for that, so I'm going to have to try and improvise here. Just like I'm also going to improvise for the paints because I spray painted these parts. And I don't have a matching green. But I did have matching green, and I still have lots of parts that are going to require a green. So that's going to be fun to try and work out. I think what I'm going to try and do is combine it with a black. Because I got a little bit of, or maybe even burnt umber, which I have here, which is like dark brown. But I think I'll actually try black to get that one working. But that's going to be my fun. But this is really just a series that I wanted to start because I've gotten really into dioramas and model painting recently. At least watching those videos, I really want to try it out myself. This series is also a collaboration with a good friend of mine, Joe of the Mask, also known as King Degenerate in my Discord. He's in a lot of my videos. He's going to be helping me with some of the painting techniques, like weather it and do other effects to it, because I have a really interesting a concept I think is really cool for it. This is also the first model I've worked on in this sort of way. I painted like World War II planes when I was a kid. That was years ago, so that's going to be a whole learning process too as you guys come along and watch me build it. And in the future, I'm hoping to work on a paranormal diorama that's also another collaboration of Joe the Mask. And his channel will be linked in the description. And he should be doing his own tutorials and videos to help me along and release them on his channel, so you can learn along with me. And this whole thing we're doing with this video, sort of rambling along about a topic as I work on it, is stolen from his channel. He does it with a lot of stuff he does. Although he hasn't really uploaded that channel all that much since he moved, but it's one of the things he does. I think it's a good idea for helping me create a video as well as working on a little project in the background. I'm going to start cleaning up some of these parts. Where you can see here, I didn't do the best job cleaning that up because I just did the nail clippers, did a spray coat and just some green spray paint, which I have up here. Right here. But yeah, I'm using my phone to record all this, so it's not going to be as good as I would like. And soon our roommate's going to be coming home, so that's going to be a sort of pause in the video too. But one of the things I wanted to talk about while I work on this is simply my creative process and creativity in general. Simply because I think it's a good thing to talk about. I have something I'm designing here and working on. I think it's a good theme for it. It's just an intro video. And so this video is basically I'm just doing the base coating for everything and such. But it's very much inspired by the kill team Octarius that came out, the Krieg kill team with the Commandos. I really like Krieg. I had planned on getting the set, but then, well, it's out of my price range with my current job and how much I'm earning, so I can't get it as much as I'd like it, but I'm still going to continue making this the way I wanted to. I'm also twisting the Warhammer lore a little bit. So as far as I know, the Razorbacks are just Space Marine vehicles, but it's not impossible that, you know, Imperial Guard would get them. And so I'm cutting off a salamander paint scheme to create an Imperial Guard Razorback. And this thing is clipped tight, damn it. I'm trying to get this thing open. I pushed it in real tight. So yeah, an Imperial Guard Razorback is basically the idea I have for what is at its base. And I'm combining with kill teams. I really like Death Corps Krieg. And so what it is, at least in the canon of this diorama, in this creation, is a kill team extraction vehicle. You know, a heavily armored, fast vehicle that can carry troops in and out. And so we're doing a lot of weathering effects on, you know, bullet marks, las gun burns, all sorts of things, because it's not going to just be fighting Xenos or Tyranids. It can also fight, you know, heretics, chaos cults, anything. It could be going in there to do that. And so there's a fair bit of, I know there's some people who do this a lot. They're going to cringe at my method here because I've never done this before, and I probably should just get a nail file. I'm trying to put too much force on it and keep my fingers behind it. So if we're fighting anything, or at least getting troops out of anything, so there's going to be a variety of marks, whether it's bolt rounds or bullets going through it. That's actually why I have this. I plan on putting little marks in it for divots and such of bullets ricocheting. I'm definitely have to do this a few times to clean this up real nice. And so that's kind of the core idea behind it. To give me just a very battle-worn thing. And I have another reason, which is a little bit of a cheat. It's the fact because I haven't painted a model before. I wanted something where any damage I do to or any mistakes, I can really just work on it later and make it something, part of it's the story it's telling when it's worn torn. Like, one of the things I'm thinking about doing when I get to the detail stage is having like little blood marks up this, which I did this back to front. I thought that was the outside, not the inside. So, I'm going to completely repaint this. I'm just going to make this interesting. So, because of what it is the kill team, what I think is when I do paint the parts that aren't the green, is it'll just be like, these are parts that have come from another vehicle. Like spare parts from maybe another regiment, or maybe a salamander, or, you know, they've been bleached by the sun, that sort of thing. Just try and help smooth it out a little bit, because I don't have everything I need, and I probably should have thought that through a little bit better, but I was doing this on a budget. Now, I'm thinking for the insides, because this is a paint I didn't get in my little paint set here, I'm going to use a slate, which is a little lighter, which I think will be good for reflexivity and such, like a soft moss. Just give a little bit of colour to it, and now the details are shining out a bit more. As for all the grey, this isn't the standard grey of it. This is actually from me spray painting a primer on it, so the paint will stick better. And I think that is my roommate coming in, so I will just let's do a time lapse of me trimming it all up for now. For now, we're just going to put the lore as it's been, put together from other parts, which makes perfect sense. Especially in wartime, like Warhammer universe, they're constantly running out of equipment and materials, and logistics is just a real pain in the ass. And just like we do in reality, we quite often repurpose things all the time. I got a really good example I've been looking to recently, because I've been doing a video on the most in the Gart from Hunt Showdown, is World War I bolt action conversions, where we would convert them into semi-auto or fully automatic weapons, because that was the next evolution in our warfare, but we didn't really have the weapons or the budget to do it. So a bunch of countries tried to repurpose them into semi-automatic rifles or LMGs to just save money and repurpose them, rather than just put them away. So, you know, in the Imperial and the constant war, and really the lack of resources left and the constant war of attrition, it's not unbelievable that they would use parts from all sorts of wrecked machinery. The only reason it really would be is the tech priest and machine spirits, not collaborating or just not working together, which from that lore standpoint, easily possible. But hey, this is a fan creation. I have my own lore here. I'm not going exactly to the Warhammer lore, mostly because I don't know it well enough. So there's no real point in me trying to do that when I don't know lore. So that's what we're going with for now. That might change in the future if I decide to do some painting off camera. And one of the things I can do in mixing my paint is, this is in the same primer as my tank. So I can mix the paint there, try it and see how it looks, how it spreads, and then decide whether or not I'm going to keep doing that. So for now, put that up there. Probably should wash this water, but right now, I think all I'll do is the insides first. So we've got a few things to paint there, like this. This is going to have a hard time painting because I haven't done miniatures before. First miniature I've ever made, so this will be interesting and a little bit tricky. And so we'll get all the inside parts I want to paint. That. I could leave the top, although it's not going to get seen, so I don't think I'll paint that just to save time and paint. because looking at how it all attaches. And there'll be a wall here too, so I think everything that really gets shown is this little part here. So I think I'll leave that the way it is for now. I don't think anything else is outside parts. I've got over here to paint. So I've also got the doors on the inside to also paint, because what I'm thinking I will do for at least one door is have the little thing up here open, like people are going to run into it, and then the other side will be closed and just heavily damaged. And that's just because, well, if you're going to pick someone up, I can put this together to demonstrate what I'm thinking here. Come on, come together. You're going to have your main firepower and towards the enemy. I put this together in front of it. I guess I have doofus. You're going to have the main firepower towards the enemy, as well as, you know, some cover for your men coming up. So if I have these two back and open, that's going to have a lot of damage. That's going to have a lot of damage too. And then maybe like some small arms fire hitting the back as, you know, they're getting in. But most of like RPG hits. Bolt rounds are going to be on the front, but I'll decide that in the details section, but that's what I'm thinking right now. But yeah, because this is a vehicle that's going into extract troops at really dangerous areas to try and get them alive, I could do this with one of the planes. I forget what they're called. Warhammer knows going to upset with me there, but I forget what they're called. But I just like Razorback. There's many more circumstances where a Razorback can do that than a plane can. So that's my thought process so far on this vehicle and how I'm doing it. Do some dry assembly too, just because I haven't built this before. There's people out there going, what do you mean? It's your first ever build and you're going to do this whole complicated thing? Yes. That's how I tend to do things. I don't know if I have ADHD, but I get bored pretty easily. So when I want to learn something or do something new, I have to come up with a very elaborate thing, teaching like 10 different things, because otherwise I just don't have the motivation and I get bored. So I tend to find something like this, where rather than just doing one step, I do 6 different steps. So this will be interesting for me, and hopefully for you that are learning along. But now I've got some like intro, rambled out, ramble. And I've did my intro, talked about what I'm going to do with this vehicle, so people can really understand what they're going to be watching and seeing, whether they want to watch this. Yeah, definitely one of these, that side hasn't fitted and slotted in correctly, that's what it is. People can really decide what they want to do or what they want to see. I'd like to look at it like that, but I know it's not correct. Yeah, so let's continue watching the series or not. Right, let's start our actual paints. And for the first, because I'm not certain the exact colour I want to use, I'm going to try them out. Move this out of the way. Move this out of the way. This part's definitely not going to be seen, but it does make things tricky for the rest of my choices. So we're just going to put a big glob, grey slate, try and fix my mess up there. Probably people screaming in the comments how to fix this. Probably Joe's gonna, I know Joe's been watching this, he's probably screaming like, what are you doing? I don't know, Joe. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea what I am doing. It just seems to actually scraping off more paint. So much paint on this brush, but none of it seems to actually be sticking to it. I might just have a really shitty primer. That might be what this is causing this. But it seems more like it's just filling the gaps than it's actually painting anything. So I'm gonna try something real quick. I'll be right back. That paint came off super easily, just me out of water. Rubbed off my thumb, it's gone. I don't know if it's a primer or if that's a paint issue. MDF works fine, styrofoam works fine, solid plastics works fine. But I don't like how streaky it was. Like, that's how it's gonna dry. It's like that. And that's just a little too inconsistent for what I want. That works fine if I'm doing like rust stains or shades where ink isn't a problem, or even like smoke here. Which is probably just for in the future. I'll combine it with some liquid paint flow to basically create a shade and such. But for what I want, it's too inconsistent to get what I want. I had to layer it, and even then it looked pretty streaky, so that kind of bugs up the plan for us this video. I am going to do a little experimentation, but I don't think it's going to be in the video. I still record it anyway, just in case. Let's see if this makes it flow a little better. And that means the rest of this video is going to go up later. I was going to have this whole thing about how I create my things, how I create videos and characters and this design. But that's not going to happen now. Part 1's really just established what I'm doing, what the plan is, where it's going to go. Unfortunately, we don't get to see me dry assemble or anything, so I couldn't get the paints that I wanted. But I am literally learning this with everyone, so if you have painter friends, you can easily show it to them, maybe they can give me tips and such, or even suggest your own painting channels. So that's, I am very much learning as I go, which is why you saw me paint where I am now, where I'm literally trying out these paints and finding out that they don't work. A little disappointed with myself, so I was hoping to get this done today, at least started, and I can't. But yeah, this is the end of the video, unfortunately. Feel free to comment any channels that you think are really good painting channels, show us to any friends, posting your own tips in the comments, because I have no idea what I'm doing. But I know Citadel's at least a reliable paint company, especially for this, so I am just going to buy a set of that for the colours I need, just to make it nice and simple, make sure next thing I do is actually going to work. But yeah, I'm hoping, because I also have these silver paints I really want to use. These, this one's silver and this one's gold. I'm really disappointed if they don't work. So, yay, fun. That was what I was going to use for my, I think it's called a cooler. But they can still work for highlights, they're just not going to work for the main colour like I wanted. So, this has been fading Dave out with a new series. Have a good one. Unfortunately, I ended on not a great note. I'm just going to edit this one down. So, take care of yourselves. See you in the next one.